Welcome, Bitcoin fam, to No. 1 Daily Bitcoin Pod, Bitcoin pumping back in the green. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest technical analysis, as well as California introduces Bitcoin rights and amended digital assets bill. Also, major news, Michael Saylor's strategy buys the Bitcoin dip with a $1.9 billion purchase, scooping up an additional 22,000 in BTC. Also, Marathon Holdings plans huge $2 billion stock offering to buy more Bitcoin. That's another incoming $2 billion Bitcoin purchase. Also, Japanese firm Metaplanet issues $13.3 million in bonds to buy more Bitcoin. Can you see the theme of the day? Also, Trump's son backs new Bitcoin mining venture with Hut 8. Max Kaiser responded to this news. This is good news for American Bitcoin miners, but the investment itself will underperform both Bitcoin and MicroStrategy. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Welcome, everyone, to the live stream. Early stream today, I know. We'll be early all week. Make note of it. Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. stream. Then this Friday, we'll move back to our original time of 4 p.m. And shout out everyone in the chat. Looks like we got Lizard Folk. What it do? Shout out our one and only Oracle. We have the Crypto Wolf. Can I get a... That one's dedicated to the Nippinator. And yeah, we're doing a try stream as always. We're live on X, Rumble, and YouTube, and I will be streaming for the next couple of hours. Hi, Joe kids. Hi, Joe dogs. Yeah. Wow. And more breaking news. I mean, a lot of big things happening. Bitcoin Policy Institute releases a framework for the USA to buy $200 billion worth of Bitcoin using Bit bonds. Holy moly. More massive news. That's worthy of a repost. Holy crap. Bitcoin enhanced treasury bonds operate similarly to conventional treasury securities, but with an embedded Bitcoin component that transforms the risk return profile. The U.S. Treasury would issue the B bonds with a stated face amount and maturity, for instance, for 10 years, unlike traditional bonds, where all the proceeds go for general funding, a fixed portion of each bit bond, 10%, is used immediately to purchase Bitcoin for the Treasury, strategic Bitcoin reserve for the United States. The remaining majority of the proceeds, 90%, still finances government operations in the usual way. Imagine that, $200 billion purchase incoming for the United States of America. Let's go. Massive news. Shout out Rod C. What it do? Welcome to the stream. I'm going to go ahead and pin the stream to the top of the profile. If you guys can comment, quote the stream, it's greatly appreciated. And that way we can hack the algorithm and orange pill the masses faster than hot blackberry molasses. And as you can see, we're already pinned to the top. So let's blow up the stream. Big news today. Lots of buying, lots of adoption. Big week ahead. That's right. Shout out DBM Academy. Appreciate your support. Broski, and just hit you with a repost. So yeah, the theme of the day is everyone's buying billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. Where are they going to get all the Bitcoin from? Are we going to have a supply shock? Shout out Talent Bird. Good afternoon, JV. Buy the dip, everyone. BTFD Michael Saylor style. 1.9 billion. Scooped up 22,000 of the biddies. Save some for us. JV, fuck them up. Speaking of that, let's strike the gong. Lizard folk in the chat, you're welcome. All the rest of the lizard folks out there, hit the road, Jack. The Bitcoiners come out at night. Hut. Hut 1, Hut 2, Hut 3. Old dirty bastard, live and uncut. Shout out to the ODB. Rest in peace. But yeah, family, big news again today. The Bit bonds, breaking news. Shout out to the Crypto Wolf. Appreciate it, brother. Just hit you with a repost. And welcome everyone joining us. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day, maybe I need a life, but Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Welcome everyone to the live stream, and BlackRock CEO Larry Fink gets Employee of the Month reward award, according to Max Kaiser, which is hilarious. And I'll be sharing some breaking news with what he says. Ultimately, he says Bitcoin is going to knock off the dollar as the currency reserve status for the United States of America. And as I mentioned, massive words with news with the Bitcoin bonds framework for the United States of America, proposing to purchase 2.22 million BTC for $200 billion. So a lot of major news today in the markets. We're back in the green. You'd anticipate the price action being like back above 100,000 with all these billion-dollar purchases like from MicroStrategy, MetaPlanet, Marathon, etc. But here we are, 83,000. Consider the silver lining a great BTFD opportunity. That's what's up, Talon Bird. Welcome. That song makes me want to happy dance like Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's what's up. Greetings from 45,000 feet in the air. Shout out Mexico Huddle. Safe travels there, family. I take it you're heading back to Mexico. Why doesn't the price go up after all these purchases? Yeah, I know. We're barely moving the needle. Explain that one to me. I mean, even Eric Trump is employed by MetaPlanet to help them with their Bitcoin. There is no way his dad will not push a few buttons. Precisely. Hit the button. The Bitcoin button. Bitcoin to the moon button. Bitcoin for the treasury button. Bitcoin for my enemies. Bitcoin for the Kennedys. Bitcoin over Hennessy. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. The only non-GMO corn in the world is the Bitcorn. Stack the corn accordingly. And shout out Shandy 10 Music, No One Bitcoin Music Channel. Did you update your username? I could have sworn it said Chandy 10 Music more recently, and I noticed today it says Chandy Gregory. So let me know. But pleasure to have you here. Always an honor. Welcome everyone joining us. Exciting times. Markets on lit right now. And we got a blackjack. We got a 110 here in Puerto Rico time. Last day of the month as well. So without further ado, you guys ready to kick it off? Let me sip some of the ginger drink and we'll get on with the news, do a little TA. And I'll break down all the latest and greatest, all the goodies. Coming soon. Here we go.
Oh, bring me up, bitty glow. Prize discovery, yeah, let it show. Bang, 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 like a B-52, we built a bitty.
Stacked revolutionary love shack, boo. Stacking sats like it's Max and Stacy. Stacking sats cause tax is crazy. I'm stacking sats
cause the IMF hates me. Shalom. Shalom, Scott. Welcome, brother. Jay Coleman, welcome. And the rest of the fam, welcome. But without further ado, I think we should kick it off with our market watch. Give me a second to pull this stuff up for you guys. So yeah, here we go. If you're new to the channel, important, smash the likes, go ahead, subscribe. We're the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Then ring the bell. Turn on all notifications to receive daily premium code newsletters every single day, 7 days a week, just like this. Today is pod episode number 1949. Let me make sure that's accurate. Yep, 1949. I'm your host, JV, and it's March 31st, 2025. It's the final day of the month. Massive breaking news just in right before I hit the live button, which is shaking things up right now, and I'll touch upon it right now, and we'll dive a little deeper into it a little later in the stream. But Bitcoin Policy Institute just released a framework for the United States of America to buy $200 billion worth of Bitcoin using Bit bonds, which would ideally mean at today's current prices, that's 2.22 million Bitcoin being acquired for the United States of America. We also have featured breaking news today of the Trump family creating America Mining, the biggest Bitcoin mining facility. It's going to be huge, huge. So you already know. But anyways, let's kick it off with our market watch. As you can see here, Coin360, pretty little bitty back on the rip, trading above 83,000, 500, Ether back in the green, BNB, Solana, Cardano, Tron, all pumping and in the green. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. You can see we're sitting at a 2.69 trillion market cap. The Bitcoin market cap 1.656 trillion, and we got roughly 78 billion worth of volume for the past 24 hours, up 60% on the day. And the Bitcoin dominance 61.5% with the Ether dominance at 8.3%. And checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. Toncoin up 8.5%, followed by Hype, followed by Flare. Let me know which alt, if any, you're bullish on for the bull. Holla at your motherfucking boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles. As you can see for the daily, bulk of the market back in the green, I'd say 70-30 green over red. As far as the week is concerned, unfortunately, 90-10 red over green. And zooming out on the monthly, very similar, 90-10 red over green, Rec City. Overall, for the shit coins. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Today we're 34 in fear, yesterday at 32, last week at 45, and last month at 20 in the extreme fear. And checking out the time chain calendar. We have 159,741 blocks to the next halving in 2028. Currently on block number 890,259. And you currently exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 1,198 sats. Pick up the sats, put down the gats, pick up some Bitcoin caps. From my man Sergio, of course, over at bitcoincaps.net. And if you don't know, one day you're going to know. I'm telling you. And here's some bonuses for you guys. Here's a little bonus action, Jackson satisfaction. As you can see here, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink warns the dollar's at a risk of losing the world reserve currency status to Bitcoin. The question proposed, can Bitcoin eat away at the U.S. dollar's reserve status? The U.S. has benefited from the dollar serving as the world's reserve currency for decades, but that's not guaranteed to last forever. The national debt has grown at 3 times the pace of the GDP since the Times Square debt clock started ticking in 1989. This year, the interest payments will surpass $952 billion, exceeding defense spending, and by 2030, mandatory government spending and debt services will consume all federal revenue, creating a permanent deficit. If the U.S. doesn't get its debt under control, its deficits keep ballooning. America risks losing that position to digital assets like Bitcoin. Say that again. And Max Kaiser also says Larry Fink is the employee of the month. I agree. Now, also major news, report projects 25% of the S&P 500 companies will follow strategy and start buying Bitcoin. Could you imagine 25% of the publicly traded companies all putting the pretty little bitty on the balance sheet? I sure can. And they have $2.6 trillion in cash. That's bigger than the current Bitcoin market cap. Bring it. So massive news, and we're just getting started. And also pull up some of the live charts here. We'll do a little price action, Jackson satisfaction. It's always been Shandy Gregory on the tube, says Diana. Right on. Good to know. Hey, JV, I am at home and watching the greatest show on the tube. Love you, brother. Right back at you, DNA Noonan. Cheers, broski. Shout out to Locked Sky. Holding it down. It's not been changed on X, not by me. Okay. But is your username, I would assume, still Chandy10? Perfect. So the username's still the same, regardless of what we see as far as the username in the chat. The channel address is going to be Chandy10 Music. That's the important part. Trump said, don't sell your Bitcoin, so I trust God, trust the Bitcoin. Exactly. The only corn we trust, non-GMO in the United States here. Dollar isn't cooked, but it's getting there quick. A shout out to the McFoofinator. What it do? My altcoin picks for this boat run are Kaspa, Toshi, and Brett. Thank you for sharing, Scott. Lizard says, so JV, they say fiat currency only lasts 400 years or so. So what will happen to the US dollar? Will it just be reprinted anew? Yeah, my thinking is they just launch a stable coin and it's called the digital US dollar, for lack of a better term there. Oh, we have, don't worry about the dollar as we know it. We replaced it with the CBDC equivalent. Oops, did we say CBDC? My bad. We call it stablecoin. We replaced it with the stablecoin equivalent, and it's called the U.S. digital dollar. We can print them out of thin air. It can be attached to your social credit score. It's programmable money. What can go wrong, folks? Precisely. So, Jay, yeah, exactly. Let's pump the likes, fam. Let's pump these mofos. Shout out to the hairy balls. Keeping it hairy. Keeping it 100. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
It's cause the IMF hates me. Stacking sats cause the haters don't faze me.
No Diddy, no Jay-Z. Stacking the biddy like it's
Nipsey and JV. Stacking the biddy like it's paper and Chandy. Stacking BTC like caffeine in my canteen. Life is a game of chess that makes biddies the damn queen. Stacking BTC till they cancel me and I can't stream.
Like Biggie.
It was all a dream. Now the biddy has set me free.
Going, let's biddy up, babe. Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade. Auto house strong, yeah, we built it this way. No one to hold them, yeah, we're holding, never folding.
I've always been a rapper, honky cracker, but now I'm a pastor, Bitcoin stacker.
Now I'm a master of the Bitcoin standard. Hit 'em up faster than the
Bitcoin panda. You can't touch me with your shitcoin flow. Like, do you even Bitcoin, bruh? Let me know. Welcome to the Bitcoin show. Now listen up closely, low-key, stacking BTC like Satoshis. Bring it. Europe needs to start adopting the biddies and not the CBDCs. Exactly. Bitcoin equals freedom and sovereignty. CBDCs and stablecoins equal enslavement and poverty. Choose accordingly. And give it up for the Nipinator. Please smash the likes for the Nip, your new chairman of the SEC for the next 4 years. But anyways, next up, let's do some live technical analysis, as I promised y'all. Pulling up some of the charts as the pretty little biddies back on the rip. Here's the 10-minute via Coinbase, via TradingView. We do have a bull target on the screen. The bulls say 87.8 in play, which is approximately a 4,000 jump from the current price action here on the 10-minute chart, which we're looking at. And zooming it out, we'll move our way backwards here. Here's the 1 hour falling wedge currently, but we are jumping. We do have a target in the red here on the hourly, sitting at 87.5, and we also have a bear scenario target sitting at 79 G's, baby. And we did touch 81 yesterday, just FYI. And zooming out to the 4 hour, the 4 hour chart says it's going up forever, JB. Rising wedgie, 2 bull targets, one in the teal, sitting at 113.7, which would take us back to price discovery. Current all-time highs 109.3 achieved on inauguration day back in January. We're long overdue for a rip. And the red bull target 105.5, and the bear scenario for the bears 79.370. And zooming out from there, we take a look at a daily. And as you can see on the daily, we're finally forming a green candle for today. Yesterday, the day before, and the day before that, big red candles, unfortunately. Rising wedge formation sensation, followed by the falling wedgie. And we have 2 bull targets, one in the red at 113, and one just north of 113.7. And 2 bear scenarios, one at 68.699, and super bear sitting at 49. And zooming out from there, here's the weekly. And we did get a weekly close yesterday. Obviously, you can see that red candle, unfortunately. And the week prior was green. The week prior to that was green. Then we had a mega red dump, as you can see in the big candle. But we still, the silver lining, we still have the cup and handle target in place, sitting at 124,000. I speculate once we can recapture price discovery above 109.3, the next leg up, in my opinion, will probably be somewhere between 120 and 130,000. So maybe we strike the cup and handle target we've been looking at for so many months. It's about time, long overdue, in my opinion. And zooming out on the monthly. We do get a monthly close here in a few hours for the month of March, and unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be in the red, but it's an itty-bitty red candle. We didn't have much action, obviously, for this month, and February was a big red candle close. Unfortunately, January was in the green, December was in the red, but barely, and November was the most bullish Godzilla candle we have seen printed since the inception of the Genesis block. And if you don't know, now you know, broskies. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Drunk with the power. Shout out to the laser face. Again, I got banned because you didn't agree with facts I said, and I got mad when I responded to you. I haven't said anything to anybody, and you're threatening to ban me again. I guess I'm missing the context here, but let's just move on and be respectful to one another. Hut figured out they went the wrong route, so got with JV and the Trump fam and went all out. Let's look at the good news. Yeah, so much good news in the market. There truly is. Let's get it. Welcome, everyone joining us. Already over 500 people on the stream. I know it's an early stream today, but big news. And again, make note, I'm going to be streaming early all week. Shout out to the Hairy Balls, keeping it fresh and hairy. Respect. Thanks for your Burvis with the B. Well, I appreciate that. Biddy service, that is. Just hit you with a repost, KZY Crypto, and greatly appreciate it. Keep the comments flowing. Shout out to our one and only Oracle, the very greatest to ever exist. I appreciate all the mods, Shelton, and the rest of the Biddy fam. Of course, Chandy 10 Music, the one and only. Greatly appreciate y'all. Let's go!
In El Salvador with my Bitcoin broskies, raising up the biddy like Gohan, living in a huddle house, we're not the pawns.
Going, let's biddy up, babe. Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade. Huddle house strong, yeah, we built it this way.
Know when to hold 'em, yeah, we're holding, never folding.
Bitcoin's dripping like a new Scottie Pippen 80 G's. We're royalty, biddy kings and queens, manifesting the kingdom that's finally come, playing chess moves.
Checkmate, we won.
We're raising the roof in El Salvador. Freedom flows, IMF can't hold us no more.
Speaking of the IMF, fuck the IMF. This is a freedom play, broskies. But let's get right into it, shall we? Have a lot to share. Again, we're live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. Over 500 people on the stream. It's an early stream, so spread the word. Let people know so they know we're live. We just did a little bit of TA. Now let's dive into the breaking news out of California. California knows how to party. California introduces Bitcoin rights and amended digital asset bill. That's right. California lawmaker has added Bitcoin and crypto investor protections to a February introduced money transmission bill aimed at securing crypto self-custody rights for the United States' nearly 40 million residents. California's Assembly Bill 1052 was introduced as the Money Transmission Act on February 20th of 2025 and was amended by Democrat and Banking and Finance Committee Chair Alvino Valencia on March 28th to include several Bitcoin and crypto-related investor protections. The amendments removed the term Money Transmission Act, renaming the legislation to digital assets. California often sets the national blueprint for policy, and if the Bitcoin rights passes here, it can pass anywhere, according to the Satoshi Action Fund CEO Dennis Porter, who shared in a statement just yesterday. Once passed, this legislation will guarantee nearly 40 million Californians the right to self-custody their digital assets without fear of discrimination. And here's the official announcement from the Satoshi Action Fund. Shout out Dennis Porter. The bill would also deem the use of digital financial asset as a valid and legal form of payment in private transactions and would prohibit public entities from restricting or taxing digital assets solely based on their use as payment. The bill would also expand the scope of California's Political Reform Act of 1974 to prohibit a public official from issuing, sponsoring, or promoting a digital asset, security, or commodity. Quoting the bill here, a public office shall not engage in any transaction or conduct related to a digital asset that creates a conflict of interest with their public duties. Now, AB 1052 is now in the desk process, meaning the bill has been formally introduced and is awaiting the first reading. A total of 99 merchants currently accept Bitcoin payments in California, according to the Bitcoin maps. Meanwhile, Ripple Labs, Solana Labs, and Kraken are amongst the largest crypto firms based in California. And how many of you who watch the stream are based in Cali? Do let me know. For those that don't know, I actually spent 5 years in a little Dutch town called Solvang. Back when I was younger, I moved there from New York as a kid. I think it was 4th grade, and fantastic memories. But I've been to California quite a few times since then, and unfortunately, their government straight up is pathetic, but I digress. A stablecoin related bill was also introduced in California on February 2nd, 2025, which aims to provide more clarity over stablecoin collateral requirements, liquidation processes, redemption and settlement mechanisms, retirements, and security audits. And according to the Bitcoin law, 95 Bitcoin related bills or measures have been introduced to the state level in 35 states, including 36 Bitcoin reserve bills, which are alive and kicking and breathing. The Texas Senate passed the Bitcoin Strategic Bill in a 25-5 vote March 6, while Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear signed a Bitcoin rights bill into law on March 24th. And earlier this month, our POTUS Trumpster signed an executive order creating the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve and a digital asset stockpile for the shitcoins, both of which will initially use cryptocurrency forfeited in government criminal cases. Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. And next up, we'll be discussing the Giga Chad taking advantage of this dip, acquiring 22,000 Bitcoin just like that, which is ultimately like 6, 12, 18. That's like 3.5x the El Salvador supply in one buy. He just did the $1.9 billion purchase. We'll move into that next. Where's my Californians at? Make some motherfucking noise. Another great day. Shout out Craw Craw. Sammy G's in California. Which city, broski? Let me know. Yeah, I visited, I think last time, I visited San Francisco, and I regretted that. Oh my God, what happened to the city of San Francisco? All I saw was homelessness, and it smelled so bad. I just didn't understand how it's allowed to be. Like, it's fallen. I don't know what else to say, but it's fallen. It's insane. Meanwhile, properties are still millions of dollars, and you couldn't even live there because the smell would make you throw up as soon as you walked outside your house. It's that bad. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And good afternoon, family. And is this something like drugs are illegal there, and they have like a special section for the drug addicts, and you just see people that look like zombies on the streets, and they're just like in slow-mo? Or they're just frozen like a glitch in the Matrix? Only in California. I haven't seen that anywhere else. So what's going on? It's a digital stockpile for the altcoins or the shitcoin memes. There is a difference. Correct. The digital asset stockpile is for the shitcoins. And the meme coins, whatever they decide to add in there. And the strategic Bitcoin reserve is strictly solo feathers, Bitcoin. Nothing else. How it should have been, right? But when they made that announcement prior, it scared us because they were going to lump everything in the same category as a strategic reserve. That would have been a very bad look for the United States. So I'm glad Trump fixed that, you know what I mean? And they separated the two, which is a good move in my opinion, especially for Bitcoin. They could just house the homeless in Alcatraz. Ay. Now, here's the other thing. How many empty properties are there? Just nobody. Maybe foreclosed properties owned by BlackRock, I would speculate. I would guesstimate millions. It's sad, but that's the world we live in, right? Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Let me check the X feed again. Over 700 people on the stream already. Thank you again, Chris, for the repost. Much respect. Just hit you with a repost. Panda the Prophet. Come check out the best Bitcoin news with JV and Izzy and AVM. Keeping it 100. Steven De Niro. He says your mods are bullies. I didn't say anything to anyone. And they threatened to ban me again. Drunk with power, JV. For a long time. Never seen this. Well, I hope we can all get along. I missed any of the context, but I trust my moderators, hence why, they're mods. So let's just focus on not the past. Let's just focus on the future and all get along. If you're timed out, come back tomorrow. And you guys don't mention anything negative in any way, shape, or form to anybody. And just let's focus on the news. As a podcaster, my goal with having the mods is I don't have to deal with any interruptions. So I just trust the mods are going to do the right thing and protect the integrity of the chat. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Sorry you're experiencing that, but I just wish you the best. Next time you come back, let's just move forward and not bring up anything of the past, because if we get stuck in previous drama or conflicts, it's always going to just create the same situation. So sorry about that, guys. But anyways, thank you guys for all the reposts. Let's get right into the latest with the Giga Chad. Michael Saylor buying that motherfucking dip, especially after that infamous freeze frame. Michael Saylor Strategy buys the Bitcoin dip with a $1.9 billion purchase. You can see announced here from the Giga Chad himself. MicroStrategy has acquired 22,048 BTC for $1.92 billion at 86,969 per Bitcoin and has achieved a Bitcoin yield of 11% year to date 2025. As of March 30th, 2025, Strategy holds 528,185 BTC acquired for $35.63 billion at 67,458 on average per Bitcoin. And Max Kaiser responded, "This is the way." Damn straight. This is the way, folks. But anyways, let's dive in a little deeper. Saylor Strategy bought nearly $2 billion worth of Bitcoin, taking advantage of the recent price dip. And who called it? He posted the Saylor tracker. What I say in yesterday's show would not be surprised if he makes another $1 billion purchase. And lo and behold, he under promise, over deliver, $1.9 billion acquisition, despite the growing market concerns tied to the POTUS's upcoming tariff announcement, which is supposed to be taking place Wednesday in a couple of days. Strategy, formerly MicroStrategy, acquired 22,048 of the biddy at an average price of $86,969 per biddy. The company now holds 528,000 Bitcoin acquired for $35 billion at an average price of $67,500 per biddy, according to Saylor, the one and only. Strategy is the world's largest corporate Bitcoin hodler of the world, surpassing 500,000 Bitcoin holdings, a milestone as of March 24th, last week. Days after Saylor hinted at an upcoming Bitcoin buy, as the company announced the pricing of its latest tranche of preferred stock on March 21st. The firm is currently up over 21% on the Bitcoin holdings with an unrealized profit of $7.7 billion. Again, unrealized profit currently $7.7 billion. Strategy's near $2 billion dip buy comes despite investor concerns related to Trump's upcoming tariff announcement, April 2nd, again this Wednesday, which may set the tone for the Bitcoin price trajectory throughout the rest of the month. The April 2nd announcement is expected to detail reciprocal trade tariffs targeting the U.S. trading partners, a development that may increase inflation-related concerns and limit demand for the risk assets, such as the pre-low biddy going up forever, Laura. Quoting him here, this sell-off isn't the end of the bull run, it's a healthy reset, according to Andrei Grashev, managing partner of DFF Labs. He says markets overreact to tariffs and macro headlines, but long-term fundamentals have not changed. And despite never selling any Bitcoin, strategy may have to pay taxes on unrealized gains of over $7.7 billion. Now, what world are we living in where there's a tax liability on unrealized gains? Please explain that one to me. Which had previously soared to $19 billion at the end of January. One of the biggest benefits of hodling is not having to pay taxes, hence it's unrealized gains. And if they're going to enforce unrealized gains tax, what about unrealized losses? Can we claim those? Damn you, tax collector. Don't make me unleash my hounds, such as the Nippinator. He'll come for you. The firm may have to pay federal income taxes on its unrealized gains according to the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. Trump, can we fix this bullshit? There should be no taxes on unrealized gains because there's no motherfucking profit. You idiots. The act established a corporate alternative minimum tax under which strategy would qualify. It must have been the Dems with the Biden administration. Who else would propose a 15% tax on unrealized gains? Unacceptable, IRS. Do better. And with that being shared, you guys let me know your thoughts. Next, we'll move into Marathon planning a huge $2 billion stock offering to buy more Bitcoin, following in the footsteps of the Giga Chad, the one and only Michael Saylor. Give it up for the Nippinator indicator. You may get one. Stay tuned. And again, welcome everyone joining the live stream. 822 live viewers, live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. Let's motherfucking go.
Stacking BTC like Tate versus the BBC. Stacking the biddy like BTC OGs. Stacking
Yeah, let me fix that. There shouldn't be taxes to begin with. It's unconstitutional. But if you're going to charge taxes, that's one thing. If you're going to enforce unrealized gains taxes, go fuck yourselves. Let's just all get together and boycott this political bullshit. Like, who wants to pay unrealized taxes? Are you shitting me? This is just an attack against Saylor because he's rich. It's like, oh, he's worth billions of dollars. Let's just get some money out of him. It's called the shakedown. Back in the good old days, it was the mafia doing the shakedown. Now our government have become the damn mafia, unfortunately.
BTC on Lightning with no fees. Stacking BTC like Snoop Dogg rolls weed. Stacking BTC like Scarface with a nosebleed. Stacking BTC like Shinobi, nobody knows me. Stacking BTC like everyone owes me. Stacking BTC like Max and John McAfee. Stacking BTC, accumulating stats so rapidly, so happily. Stacking BTC so casually, no casualties of galaxies around Earth fallacies. Stacking BTC on a flat Earth with no gravity. Stacking BTC
because Bitcoin is your majesty. Hanging steady at 83. Wish we can see some pump act. I know I missed the pump watches, for Christ's sake. I want to jam out to some Chandy Jams for 15 hours. Shouldn't be taxes on gains and income. Yeah, taxation is theft. Prove it otherwise. Taxes are killing me already. Trump has to fix this bullshit. Exactly. Imagine how Saylor's feeling like, I'm getting charged 15% taxes on billions of dollars of unrealized gains. Like, come on now. It's called bullying. Block 853626. How's the peeps feel about this? How we feeling? Is there something particular about that particular block, broski? Hit the likes for post JV's post or someone who reposted his post on X. Hack the algorithm like Bitcoin hacks humanity. Well said, Chandy. And that's exactly what I encourage everyone to do. Go find Chandy's comment or quote on the stream and then repost it and do that for each other. And let's blow up everyone's comment and let's hack the algorithm here. Ripping us off. Yeah, say that again. How are you ever supposed to get ahead in life with unlimited taxes? Oh, we'll just propose more taxes and more taxes on more taxes on more taxes on more taxes. It's pretty much what they do. I'm sick of it. I'm not having it. What if we all just stand up, 8 billion of us, and say, fuck taxes? Fuck it. Let's just stand together. You're not getting another dime. Audit the taxation forces. Get rid of them. They really need our money when they can print it out of thin air? No. They just want to keep you enslaved and poor because you're easier to control when you have nothing. And that's the reality. You have nothing? Great. They're good slaves. We can control them. Oh, you have individual property rights with Bitcoin? Fuck. We'll just show some unrealized lizard folk. It's pretty much my interpretation of this bullshit. My Kamala comment got scrubbed. Damn you, YouTube. Censorship has gone too far. I'm calling it out. But next story of the day. You guys are getting me wound up. All right. We discussed the 1.9 billion buy. Now let's discuss the $2 billion buy. And we'll just continue discussing multi-billion-dollar buys until there's no more Bitcoin left on the planet. That's what you want. You got it. Marathon Holdings plans a huge $2 billion stock offering to buy more of the pretty little bitty. That's right, pretty little bitty. Bitcoin miner Marathon Digital is looking to sell up to $2 billion in stock to buy more Bitcoin as part of the plan. That bears a resemblance. Yeah, it's the sailor put, of course. Marathon Holdings, formerly Marathon Digital, said on March 28th, Form 8K, that the prospectus filed with the SEC that is entered into the at-the-market agreement with investment giants, including Cantor Fitzgerald and Barclays, for them to sell up to $2 billion worth of its stock from time to time. We currently intend to use the net proceeds from this offering for general corporate purposes, including the acquisition of Bitcoin and for working capital. Marathon's move copies a tactic made by the famous Bitcoin bull Mikey Sailor. Mikey the Sailor Man. Toot toot. The executive chair of the largest corporate Bitcoin holder Strategy, formerly MicroStrategy, which has used a variety of market offerings, including stock sales, to amass. Now, they just made another $22 billion purchase, so even more than listed here. I think closer to 522,000 BTC. Marathon falls just behind Strategy with the second largest holdings by a public company with 46,374 BTC. So Michael Saylor's purchase he just made is half the entire stash of what they currently have, which is crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's worth close to $4 billion going to the Bitvo data. And in July, the company's CEO, Fred Thiel, said it was going full hodl and wouldn't sell any of the Bitcoin it mined to fund the operations, which is typical for crypto miners. It would purchase more of the crypto to keep in reserve. And the Bitcoin miners' planned stock sale follows a similar offering made early last year, offering up to $1.5 billion worth of the shares. It also issued a $1 billion of zero coupon convertible senior notes in November, with plans to use most of the proceeds to buy Bitcoin. Now, Google Finance shows Marathon closed March 28 trading day down 8.5% at $12.47, following on from crypto mining stocks being rattled the day earlier with reposts of Microsoft abandoning plans to invest in new data centers in the US and Europe. All I know is this: Microsoft, I despise that company because it was founded by one of the lizard folk himself, Bill Gates. And anything Bill Gates touches, I am not a fan of. So that's why I also hate Xbox. I hate Xbox. I will never use an Xbox because Microsoft is behind it and Bill Gates is pure evil, and I don't like that man. If you don't know, now you know. Marathon shares have fallen another 4.6% to $11.89 in overnight trading on March 30th, according to Robinhood. Bitcoin is trading above 82,000, actually now above 83.5, back on the rise. Let her rip, Tater Chip, a wise man once said. And if you don't know, now you know. Welcome everyone to the live stream. What it do? Mark Callie says hit the dong. Only if you promise to hit the bong, I'll strike the gong. Deal? Shake on it. Fist bump. Let's make it happen, Captain. Exactly. PlayStation over Xbox. All day, every day. You couldn't pay me to play the Microsoft. You couldn't pay me to use a PC with Windows. Why? Because Microsoft is somehow connected to that bullshit. You know what I mean? Even the Nipster Chad hates tax. Exactly. Nipinator has never paid taxes in his entire life, and they can't do nothing about it. Nipinator knows that. He holds the cards, not the IRS. Nipinator holds the fucking cards, if anyone holds the cards. 420. Happy 420, broskies. Even though it's 1:42 here in Puerto Rico. I got to go in the side to do a bong. You got to do what you got to do, DNA. You got to hold them. You got to keep it 100. You got to keep it 100. Hit the mic. Whop. That's how we do. Bumpers. Whop. Yeah, man. Again, welcome everyone joining us. Close to 1,000 people on the stream. Big major news today. Major news. Shout out Catherine Weaver. I appreciate it. Just hit you with a repost. Thank you, Chandy, for all your comments and reposts. Shout out everyone supporting the stream. Much, much appreciated.
Because Bitcoin is your majesty.
Dong, 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 let's biddy up, babe. Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade. Hollow house strong, yeah, we built it this way. Know when to hold 'em, yeah, we're holding, never folding.
Bitcoin stack it up.
All right, let's continue with the news. Smash the likes. You guys know what to do. Next story, we broke down the Marathon 2 billion purchase incoming. We broke down Sailor's 1.9 billion purchase he just announced. Now let's discuss the Japanese version of strategy, which is also following in the Sailor put. You can notice the theme of the day. And then we'll dive into the breaking news of the Trump family starting America mining with the goal to become the world's largest Bitcoin miner. Remember when Trump gave that speech in Nashville, he promised that America would become the Bitcoin mining hub of the world? Well, he's following through with those plans. So big news, and then even more big news with the Bit bonds. So lots to still share. So if you're just joining us, be sure to repost the stream, spread the word as we continue to orange pill the masses. Japanese firm Metaplanet issues 13.3 million in bonds to buy more of the Bitty. That's right, the Japanese firm following the Sailor put. By focusing on accumulating the pretty little bitty, issue 2 billion Japanese yen, which is 13.3 million USD of bonds to buy more of the bitty. Dump your bonds, buy the bitty. And according to a March 31st filing, Metaplanet issued the zero interest bonds by allocating them via its ENVO or EVO fund to fuel its Bitcoin purchases. Investors will be allowed to redeem the newly issued securities at full face value September 30th. The firm's CEO Simon Girovich wrote on X that the company was taking advantage of the recent downturn of the Bitcoin price. The announcement comes as Bitcoin changed hands for about 82,000 at that time, down 25% from the all-time high, which is currently 109.3, which was achieved back in January. Metaplanet is Asia's top corporate Bitcoin holder and the 10th in the entire world, according to the Bitcoin Treasury's data. And currently the firm owns 3,200 Bitcoin worth about $1.23 billion. Metaplanet is often called Asia's MicroStrategy, as its corporate plan closely mirrors that of Strategy, the US-based market intelligence firm that shifted its primary focus to accumulating the pretty little bitty. And Metaplanet's US-based older brother is a top corporate Bitcoin holder with over 500,000 of the Bitcoin, worth nearly $82 billion, more than 2% of the 21 million Bitcoin supply. Now, earlier in the month, Metaplanet purchased 150 of the bitty, chipping away at its objective, accumulating 21,000 Bitcoin by the end of next year, and their goal is to have over 10,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2025. Also this month, Metaplanet started exploring a potential U.S. listing as the company acquired another 156 BTC. Quoting them here, "We're considering the best way to make Metaplanet shares more accessible to investors around the world. And if it did become accessible worldwide, I would only see it continue to blow up because of the Bitcoin strategy." Now, Metaplanet is making powerful friends in the U.S. political landscape. Earlier in the month, the company appointed U.S. President Trump's son, Eric Trumpster, to the newly established Strategic Board of Advisors to further Metaplanet's mission to become the global leader of the Bitcoin economy. Company representatives shared the following. Eric Trump brings a wealth of experience in real estate, finance, brand development, strategic business growth, and has become a leading voice and advocate of the digital asset adoption worldwide. And if you don't know, now you know. And speaking of the Trumps, next we'll be discussing Trump's son backing the new Bitcoin mining venture with Hut 8. Major news. The world's largest Bitcoin miner is going to be established in the United States. Let's motherfucking go. It's getting pretty deep. It's getting deep, eh? Bitcoin bonds are an interesting idea. Smart buyers would just buy the bitty. But I can see more TradFi people getting in the way. Filecoin is the second best. Well, let's see what Michael Saylor has to say.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin is the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can...
Yeah, it's going up forever, Laura. Thank you, Michael. We just needed clarification. People get confused in the chat. So we appreciate you, Michael. You're a good man. Why Metaplanet crashed totally? I don't know what you're talking about. Exactly. There is no second best. So I don't know if this is some sort of spammer in the chat, but he keeps repeating the same bullshit, and I don't think there's any truth to it, unless, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know what you're talking about. Joku, any relation to Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Trunks, Piccolo? You know what I mean? Let me know. 6,000 to 400. Like I said, didn't see that news. So if that's accurate, let me know. Someone else confirm it. Otherwise, stop with the spam. All the way up into the roof. Up and to the right. Look at the stock. Who cares? One coin only. One coin to rule them all. Like One Ring, Lord of the Rings. Was that really a movie about Bitcoin? Well, even if it did crash, like I can give two fucks. We're not stock guys, so can give two shits. If it's true, I can care less. How about that? What it do, Scooby-Doo? Yowzer, Scoob! Exactly. I sense FUD. Cooling off today here in central, what is that? Panama? Where are you at? I confirm my USD to the biddy. Pixel blocks. Thank you, moderators. Shout out Christian Mulder. What it do? Welcome, Rochelle Montoya. Welcome to the live stream. We got now 1,100 people here, which is pretty good considering it's an early stream. So thank you guys for helping support us. Major news incoming. We'll touch upon the Bitcoin bonds proposal for the United States to purchase $2.2 billion. And we'll also cover the breaking news of the Trump family doing a joint venture, ultimately a business venture with Hut 8, major miner, to establish the largest Bitcoin mining hub in the world right here in the United States. Shout out DNA, what it do? 120 at April 20th, 1 year after the halving. April 20th around the corner. Send it. Let's actually strike the gong and send this mofo to a new all-time high. Let's go. Bulma. How can I forget Bulma? My favorite was always Gohan and Krillin. In fact, I had a dog when I was younger. His name was Gohan. I named him. What? I heard the captain call. Fidelity to control the mutual funds twice. Just remember that if you're stupid enough to buy their paper, buy your own Bitcoin. Precisely. Well said, brother. Well said, broski.
Let it show. Price discovery, patience, game on, let's go.
Biddy up, Roger out.
We're changing the world, there's no doubt.
All right, fam. I think it's time we move into our featured story, discuss the latest here with the Trump family. You guys ready? Gohan and Trunks fusion. Let's go. Someone send me some, what are they called? Sensu beans? I can use some right now. But anyways, one more sip of the ginger and we'll move into our feature story here. Thank you, guys. Biddy up, Roger out. We're changing the world like sauerkraut. That's the remix, Chandy. It's good for the belly. It's like Kenshi. Good for the digestion. But anyways, okay, here we go. All right, fam, now for our feature story of the day. Trump's son backs new Bitcoin mining venture with Hut 8. That's right. U.S. President Donald Trump's sons partner with Hut 8 to launch American Bitcoin. That's the name of the company, aiming to build the world's largest Bitcoin mining firm with strategic reserves. Major news. And there's also major news with a proposal regarding Bitcoin bonds in the United States purchasing $2.22 billion worth of Bitcoin, or 2.2 million Bitcoin. We'll dive into that next. But first, Let's break this one down. As you can see on your screen, several members of U.S. President Trump's family are backing a new venture to launch what aims to become the world's largest Bitcoin mining firm. Hut 8, the digital asset mining and infrastructure company, announced March 31st today it's acquiring a majority stake in American Bitcoin, formerly known as the American Data Center. The firm was founded by a group of investors, including Trump's sons, Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump. And as part of the deal, American Bitcoin will take ownership of the Hut 8's Bitcoin mining hardware. Donald Trump Jr. said the entrepreneurs behind American data centers have backed their conviction in Bitcoin personally and through their businesses. The new venture aims to become the world's largest, most efficient pure-play Bitcoin miner while building a robust strategic Bitcoin reserve, according to the announcement. Mining operations will remain under Hut 8's commute segment and will operate through the American Bitcoin brand, according to Trump Jr. Quoting him here, mining it on favorable economic opens and even bigger opportunity. We are excited to bring investors into that equation through a platform engineered to execute on this thesis and deliver real, tangible participation in Bitcoin's growth. President Trump continues to promote pro-crypto policy as his family and affiliated companies expand their presence in the digital asset landscape. March 28th, he pardoned 3 co-founders of crypto exchange BitMEX, including Just Blaze, Arthur Hayes, which we covered here in the podcast. And on March 21st, the U.S. Treasury dropped a decentralized crypto mixer, Tornado Cash, from the sanctions list, invalidating related legal proceedings. And additionally, the SEC won't let me be and let CZ free. Please stack the BTC. All right. And Commission Division of Corporate Finance recently stated the meme coins do not qualify as securities under the U.S. law. And progress is underway on the creation of the National Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. And on the commercial front, Trump launched his official Trump meme coin. His Trump Technology Group also announced partnership with Crypto.com, which is expected to support a new suite of crypto exchange-traded funds. That's right. They're launching their own ETFs. The Trump family has been involved in launching a decentralized finance protocol on Aave called World Liberty Financial, as well as introducing a new stablecoin named USD1. Let's not forget about the infamous Melania meme coin launch as well. So you can see Trump is heavily involved in crypto. Let's not forget multiple NFT launches as well. You know, remember the infamous mugshot collection? Hilarious. But anyway, strategic shift for Hut 8. Hut 8 CEO Asher Janut recognized the launch of American Bitcoin as a pivotal evolution in the firm's strategy. He said that separating the mining business from the rest of the corporate activities would allow it to raise its own capital and align each segment of the business with its respective cost of capital. Quoting him here, it evolves Hut 8 towards more predictable, financeable, lower cost of capital segments and establishes American Bitcoin as a pure play mining platform built for the exahash growth, Bitcoin production, as well as operating leverage. The report follows Hut 8 surpassing 1 billion worth of Bitcoin holdings. Let's go. After acquiring 990 BTC for 100 million at the end of the year in 2024, and at the time the company's total Bitcoin mining stood at 10,096 BTC, acquired at an average price of 24,000 per Bitcoin equals winning, especially at today's price of 85. Now, Bitcoin mining revenue approached 3.6 billion in the first quarter of 2025 as industry income stabilized after the last halving. Recent data also shows the miners' revenue per unit of the hash power remained constant at around $48 per petahash per second, despite the mining difficulty increasing. So what are your thoughts on the Trump family following through with their word? Because as I shared earlier, remember in Nashville, Trump said he would make America the Bitcoin mining hub of the world. Well, it sounds like he's following through with his plan, and I'm glad they chose a reputable, already large, massive Bitcoin miner to get it done, because obviously they have the equipment, they have the knowledge, and really all the Trump's got to do is attach their name to it and make some more favorable laws, and all of a sudden they will become the largest Bitcoin miner in the world. So that's pretty major news. Max put here, this is good news for American Bitcoin miners, but the investment itself will underperform both Bitcoin and MicroStrategy. So he's saying it's good for the American Bitcoin miners, but expect Bitcoin and MicroStrategy to continue to outperform their new company for mining the Bitty. So what are your thoughts on all that? Do let me know. And I also mentioned there was some big news with the Bitcoin bonds right before I went live. I'm sure tomorrow there'll be a lot of stories printed around it, but here it is. Just in, Bitcoin Policy Institute releases a framework for the United States to buy $200 billion worth of Bitcoin using Bit bonds. And I'm just going to read you the framework. And like I said, by tomorrow, there'll probably be a ton of articles published about it, and we'll dive deeper into it. But as you can see here, Bitcoin enhanced treasury bonds operate similarly to conventional treasury securities, but with an embedded Bitcoin component that transforms their risk return profile. The U.S. Treasury would issue B bonds with a stated face amount and maturity, and unlike traditional bonds, all the proceeds go to the general funding. A fixed portion of the Bit bond, 10%, is used immediately to purchase Bitcoin for the Treasury's strategic Bitcoin reserve. The remaining majority of the proceeds, 90%, still finances government operations in the usual way. Figure 3, building the strategic Bitcoin reserve. And as you can see, under the structure of $2 trillion worth of Bitcoin bonds were issued, roughly 20% of the 2025 refinancing needs. About $200 billion would be invested into Bitcoin, securing approximately 2.2 million BTC at an illustrative price of 90,000 per coin. And per the National Reserve, this allocation balances strategic Bitcoin exposure with conventional treasury functionality. So there you have it. Pretty little bitty going up forever, Laura. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know, and I'll read your comments out loud. Welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream. Trump news is bullish always. Also, on different news, I think it's called Newsmax, which is an alternative media platform. That went live today on the New York Stock Exchange, and I know it soared past $60 when I checked earlier. Actually, I had some family members that got in pre-IPO at like $10. So, he's like ecstatic at his gain, 6x overnight. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Newsmax. Let me know. I'm not from the U.S. I just started my crypto journey. It seems like the USA is pumping gold. Pumping gold now while considering selling some of the reserves. Is that a tip to buy some of the trick? I think they should get rid of their gold and trade it for the apex predator. You know what I mean? That $20 trillion gold market cap will flow right into the pretty little bitty going up forever, Laura. 200,000 in June is calling surge. Send it. I'm ready. Lizard folk, you said October, and I meant to wait for the long move. It'll be a big move, but much like last fall, but the bigger, I assume. Block something is the first Bitcoin block that contains on-chain verification of a ZK proof. Oh, it's from Bitcoin OS for use of smart contracts on Bitcoin. Thank you for sharing. I did not know that. I think it goes to 130,000, and then we'll have a menopause. I was thinking, what were you thinking? 130? I was thinking 120 in May, maybe, then a nice pump end of the year's month. Who can ever tell? Yeah, but anyways, fam, welcome to the Q&A segment of the live stream. Again, major news, like it seems every company is buying billions of Bitcoin. The Trump family is about to launch the largest Bitcoin miner in the world. Jeez, couldn't get more bullish right now. And then the Bit bonds, imagine all that money flowing right into Bitcoin, purchasing 2.2 million. Saylor already proposed the United States and the Trump team to acquire, what did he say? 5% of the Bitcoin supply. I think that's like 5.25 million BTC. And now we have the Bit bond proposal, 2.2 million BTC. There's only so much Bitcoin to go around, folks. And Nippinator holds the majority of the keys. Nippinator's holding the cards, right? Gong for my walk, anything for the adventures of Poe. This gong strikes for your walk, brother. Smash the likes if you're just joining us. Welcome, everyone. Again, massive news all around the board. Bitcoin's only up $300 on the day. Go figure. It's kind of mind-boggling. I think when we rip next leg up, it's going to be a massive leg up. We're only up like 0.2% thus far this halving cycle, where typically previous cycles we go up anywhere from 5x to 20x. I'm having technical difficulties. Proud of Trump for all the things he's been doing. I wish they would hurry and make no tax on crypto. I know. That would be the most bullish, in my opinion, because it would attract everyone to come back to the United States who already fled the motherfucking country due to the bullshit taxes to begin with. Bitcoin will do what it do. Patience is the key. Sage advice. We're on the cusp of a fantastical journey. Precisely. I second that. Bizarro world. The better the news, the more we dump. Exactly. We live in a clown world. It's crazy. You know what I mean? I think we're long overdue. It's shit. I can't stress that enough. So what are your guys' targets for this year? Do you guys still see massive price action in play? Or are you guys more bearish considering we had a pretty disappointing Q1 since the Trump inauguration, at least? Everything was on the up and up until that day. And then it's been downhill. I think we're still down 25% or so from the top. A great buying opportunity, clearly. You know, the Giga Chad's loving it. I got my throwback Biddy shirt on. I've had this shirt since I first got into Bitcoin back in 2017. So this is a very special shirt to me. Part of me wants to think the smart contracts can be good for a use case and adoption. The other part of me thinks it can be a bad block bloat and spam. Yeah, it's interesting how the hackers always find a way to hack these smart contracts, at least on the Ethereum network. I don't know what the difference would be on the Bitcoin network, but apparently they say Bitcoin can do everything any of the other coins can do because Bitcoin's programmable money. You just use a layer 2. Oracle's still calling for a 1 million cycle peak. I'm so with you on that. And I pray that happens. My bull scenario is 1.1 million. I had to go over the top, if you remember. So we'll see what happens. I know Max Kaiser's bull scenario is 2.2 million, making us look bearish, JC. So we shall see. What happens when you plant a seed, you are going to dig it up as a growing or let it grow. That's the biddy. Yeah, the Bitcoin is the mustard seed. You can barely see it. You plant that mofo. Before you know it, you got a mighty oak tree. That's how we roll. I believe the BlackRock and the deep state are manipulating the price. Yeah, what else is new? BlackRock equals Illuminati. I prefer the old school terms. But yeah, deep state, Illuminati, same thing. Different name. But yeah, it is interesting, though. What's it going to take to move the needle? What kind of news do we need? We got the strategic Bitcoin reserve. Done deal. We got an executive order stockpiling digital assets. Done deal. The Trump family launched their own DeFi thing, partnered with WLFI, whatever. Yeah, I mean, for the crypto ecosystem. They just announced partnering with one of the largest Bitcoin miners to create the largest Bitcoin mining infrastructure of the world. Huge. 82,000. Kind of crazy. And now we have all the nation state adoption coming in from all over the world and talks of it. We have Russia, China, the game theory. We discussed Brazil the other day. A few weeks back, Abu Dhabi, $500 million. Sovereign wealth fund. We got the pension funds. We got the state adoption. There's so much motherfucking adoption, I feel adopted. Like Nippinator. Nippinator was adopted by JV. I'm starting to feel adopted with all the adoption going on. I'm thinking 135,000 for the first run up and then another blast off. Send it. That's right. Just have the faith of a mustard seed. Meaning have some level of faith. Faith is powerful. If you don't believe, this is my father used to always teach me. If you don't believe, you don't receive. So in order to manifest something, you got to believe it's possible, right? Because if you don't believe it's possible, you never take the proper action. So for example, if you don't believe Bitcoin hit $1 million, and let's say Bitcoin's at 100,000 right now, in which it's 82, but we're just using round numbers, you'd probably never buy more Bitcoin if you don't believe it's going to go up. And therefore, you'd never take action, so you'd never receive. But those who believe are the ones who do receive. So believing is half the battle. That's the mustard seed you pointed out. And then it takes the action backed by the faith and the belief, right, to manifest the results. It is going to be angels in the orange, angels in the cold storage. It's all in the orange. Funny, they called him the Orange Man. Yeah, I saw a meme the other day, and it was J.D. Vance with a bag of Cheetos and like a makeup brush. Funniest shit I've ever seen. It was pretty funny. Larry Fink said the U.S. dollar will lose its currency reserve status to Bitcoin. Exactly. That was one of the breaking headlines today. I shared with you during, earlier on in the show. Again, I'm sure by tomorrow there'll be more articles published regarding these particular things, but nothing but pure bullishness. You have Larry Fink, the CEO of the largest asset manager in the world. They have roughly 12 trillion in assets under management, is ultimately saying the way things are going, the dollar is going to be replaced by Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to replace the dollar as a reserve currency status for the United States of America. If that's not bullish, I don't know what is. Yet, we're up $170 today. Craziness. ETH at 18 is the bottom, says Mark Calley. We need the Bitcoin to drop to drive the fear and the greed back to 10. Maybe that means 68, 70 G's. Biddy. Then the shakeout. And then rally begins, just like July of 2021. Yeah, let's get another 10x rally. How about those apples? I love Vance, says Chandy. Well, he's got the Cheetos and the power to turn POTUS orange. I would like to be okay with that. I was personally putting it at a 1.75. Hopefully you are correct. Sorry, dog, I'm late. You're on the aircraft, are you not? We know it's going to the moon, where no man has gone before.
But JV, we've been to the moon back in the 60s.
Keep telling yourself that. And we've never gone back. Because we had such advanced technology almost 100 years ago, and we've lessened our technology today. Instead, we're entertained with Elon allegedly sending rockets to different parts of the world and rescuing astronauts who are allegedly stuck in space for like 8 months. But in my opinion, they're just like chillaxing in a studio, the SpaceX film studio. We're trapped. Oh no, it's okay. We'll survive. It's going to be okay. Sup, JV? Let the game theories begin. I have so many peasants texting me, bugging out, pouting the Bitcoin price. I don't respond. Those peasants deserve to stay poor. Good Lord. Hey, I'm grateful. No peasants are reaching out to me on my phone, at least. But then again, no peasants have access to my phone. Peasants. Oh my God. Project Blue Beam. I remember when they landed on the moon in that little capsule. The funniest shit I've ever seen, right? I can't figure out how the hell they got that dune buggy in there. Yeah, it was definitely done in a film studio. And it was produced by a director who's no longer with us. May he rest in peace. What's his name? Was it Stanley Kubrick? The one who also directed Eyes Wide Shut, which is another, movie which has a lot of truths in there with the secret societies and all that shit. The people that I orange pilled understand the long-term hodl. They are long-term investors in the stock market. They get the idea. Same here. I don't sugarcoat the shit. I don't ever say, buy Bitcoin, guys. You're going to get rich. You never hear that from my mouth. If someone asks for personal advice regarding Bitcoin, I'll give them a disclosure. And I'll also say, simple and plain, just treat it as a savings. Right? No guarantee it's going to do this. Then people get the wrong idea. If you're telling people, oh, buy Bitcoin, I guarantee it's going to hit 2 million this year. And then we don't hit 2 million this year. And, they're all fucked up in the head because they have the wrong expectations to begin with. Tell people to use it as a savings. And if you're going to get into it, save at least for 8 years with Bitcoin. If you're not going to do that, do something else. There's a lot of investment opportunity. Look at real estate. Real estate's not short-term investment. You purchase some real estate, you're going to hold that motherfucker for a long time. Because if you refi or do anything, there's massive amount of expenses in doing so, right? And not only that, but it's extremely difficult to sell a home because you got to find someone in that particular town or area that wants to buy it. Bitcoin is global. You can sell your biddies at the drop of a dime. People like Michael Saylor, Bye. Whoever lost from Bitcoin long term? Nobody. JV, your thoughts on these home miners? My understanding is if you're mining, it has to be done in a advantageous state or country where the electricity is affordable. Like, for example, it wouldn't make sense to mine in Puerto Rico because the electricity costs are through the roof. So your biggest cost, my understanding, is going to be electricity and then the cost of the equipment. Equipment, you make an investment and you can calculate the math, all these kind of things. But then again, I'm not a miner, so I'm not going to give you advice on something I don't do. But if I was to mine, I'd have to make sure the electricity is as cheap as possible. That way it's going to make it that much more profitable, because the thing you don't want to happen is to never return your profit, make a big investment into purchasing mining gear, and then your electricity costs are so high and you end up costing more money than you return. That'd be bad business, right? So I would model an already successful firm. That's why I think what the Trumps are doing with Hut 8, an established miner, very smart, because they don't have to figure all this shit out. They already have the blueprint. Right? If I wanted to start up a mining facility, I'd go reach out to my Bitcoin mining OG homies over in Texas, and I'd be like, yo, let me see the facility. And then I'd pick their brains, and I'd find out the equipment they get. I'd find out where they get the equipment. I'd find out how to get the cheapest electricity. You know what I mean? All that stuff matters. Thank you, son. You're welcome. Shout out to the Adventures of Poe. It's the dude that directed Space Odyssey. What dude? ChatGPT says the low home miners will never make you profit anywhere. Well, every once in a while you hear one of these stories where it's like this little miner just got 3 Bitcoin block reward and just profited $300,000, but it's not a common story. I do believe land, real land, is a worthwhile thing for safety. I used off the cycle electricity, JV, the daily cycle of the companies, and you find out when it's the cheapest. Smart, and that's why you're the oracle. I'm on my second HODL year. Congratulations, fam. You're 10% there on your 8-year journey. I have free electricity where I live. I am buying it. Yeah, if I had free fucking electricity, like 100% free, I'd be a miner. Not the miner that you're thinking about when you think of the name Drake. That's probably a miner. They're not like us. Plus, you one of mine in the cold, Steve, meaning, oh yeah, colder weather is more advantageous as well, because that shit gets hot, and then you got to have more cooling fans, which is going to increase, I would assume, the electricity cost. Is that correct? The Bitto is bumping. Bump it up. Learn to run a node. Good idea. Try to run a node before you're mining. Smart. I agree with that. I was going to move to Thailand when I retire. My prayers are with them. Oh, yeah, that 7.7 earthquake the other day, bro. Shit. Prayers to Thailand. And also one of my favorite places I've ever visited. Beautiful country. Nothing but positive things to say about Thailand. Most of my business is done late night. I'm up to 4 or 5 in the morning. Wow. Reminds me of Chandy. Night owl. And JV is not that night owl. I can't recall. Actually, I'd have to be pushed to my limits to stay up that late. I'm usually in bed by 12, sometimes 11. The reason Trump wants green land, cheap mining, for make it a Bitcoin mining hub. Now it's making sense. And again, welcome everyone. This is a Q&A segment of the stream. We got close to 1,200 people here. We're live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. It's a try stream. You know, JB, the one common thing about the peasants that I find is that some have the discipline and smarts to make money. They lack the art of keeping it. Man, you hit the nail on the head, brother. I will second that. It's one thing to achieve riches. It's another skill set to keep those riches. Real talk. When I first acquired riches in my early 20s, I ended up losing it all and going $500,000 in debt. First-hand experience, you know what I mean? So keeping your riches is very important. Most people don't have the discipline to do that, right? I had to learn the hard way. And then the second time I came across riches, I got a little smarter and I knew what not to do, right? So you learn from your mistakes. But that's actually a good point. Keeping your riches is the hard part. I pushed him to the limit. Push it to the limit. You sure did. Yes, that makes sense. Greenland is cold as ice. Exactly. Also sound advice on touring a facility. We toured 6 grow facilities before deciding what it took to build one. Yeah, you got to do your research. You got to do your due diligence. You can't just expect you're going to be some Bitcoin mining genius by yourself, thinking you have the blueprint when these companies have been doing this for the past 10 years and have infrastructures worth billions of dollars and have the right equipment and have the connections to even get this type of equipment, right? If you're using outdated equipment, you're not even going to be able to compete. And some of this equipment is sold out years in advance because there's such a high demand for this shit, right? So you got to have someone on the inside kind of knows what they're doing if you're going to model it, right? And that's what I would, if someone wants to be successful, model someone already successful. If you can invest in Bitcoin and forget that it exists until at least 8 years, you have passed, you have learned the key to wealth generation. Bingo. Now that's a discipline that the average person doesn't have, or it would be common, right? Most people don't have the discipline. Most people are incapable of saving because we're taught we're in a spending economy. We're incentivized to spend. And that's precisely what a stable coin, aka CBDC, will encourage you and incentivize you to do. Spend. Keep the economy going. You got to spend your money. Keep up with the Joneses. If you have $100,000 in the bank, put $50,000 into a car and buy a $50,000 Rolex. That's like the typical thing someone would do. Just hypothetical. But it's difficult for the average person to have discipline. It's a skill set. Not everyone's a saver. There's spenders and there's savers. I definitely define myself as a saver. I'm extremely frugal. Extremely frugal. And I think it's because I come from nothing and I have to work very hard for everything I've had. I've had a lot and lost it all, had to build back from scratch. So I respect money, right? And I have extreme discipline. I have extreme discipline. I'm probably the most disciplined human I know, besides like Shaolin monks or Wudong priest or something like that. I have extreme discipline. I can do something every day for the rest of my life if I believe it's in my best interest. And if that thing is hodling, I can do that. Done deal. Not even a question. Trump just gave a shout out to Bukele on Truth Social. Bukele, the philosopher king. Yeah, yo. And didn't Trump just invite Bitcoin President Bukele to the White House? What do you think they're going to be discussing? I have Bitcoin. I also have a mortgage. I'm not going to pay off the house until I reach a point where I can pay it with 1 BTC. Until then, God bless you. God bless you. Model yourself like Michael Saylor. That's right. If you're not going to hodl at least 100 years, do you even stack Bitcoin, bruh? Let me know. I got a nice price Jeep Dragon on the way. Congratulations. Chandy actually got a Dragon Edition Jeep on the way. We didn't even know Dragon Edition Jeeps existed, but it's a real thing and it's a beautiful vehicle, and it actually has a dragon across the side of the Jeep and on the back, and it's a limited edition Dragon Edition. Pretty slick. So shout out to all my Bitcoin dragons and congratulations to Chandy. This Gong Strike is for you, your new Jeep, and driving safely all across Arkansas. Enjoy it. JV looked it up. Said a good price. I gave the okay. Well, I just looked up Kelly's Blue Book value, just making sure you're not paying more than what the asking price is. And I would still recommend you ask the lower end of the Blue Book value and then negotiate. Don't just ever be like, okay, you want X amount? Sure, here you go. But try your negotiation skills for the fun of it, the art of the deal style after the Trumpster, right? And then negotiate somewhere in the middle and have fun with it. But yeah, good to see you. It wasn't a price. You know how sometimes people list vehicles and their asking price is way above and beyond the Blue Book value. That's not a good look. So that's all I was concerned about. I'm like you, JB, and they not like us. In fact, most of you watching this are not like us. It's a fact. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you're not like us, unfortunately. Is what it is. There are companies that rent out space on their pools and their facilities. I'm looking into them. Yes, that's another option as well. Just be careful. There's also a lot of scam companies that pretend you own a piece and that you're mining Bitcoin and you'll never see the Bitcoin and the mining facility probably never existed. This is a very common scam that's been around in crypto since I got in, and I've seen them come and go. I've seen people put money into them thinking it's real. I've seen companies like that get shut down. So just make sure it's a reputable company, like maybe a publicly traded company, not just some random thing you find online. Not that I think you would, fall victim to that, but I'm speaking on behalf of other people who may be looking into mining or renting space with a miner, as it's a very common scam from crypto scammers. But absolutely, that is also very true. Congratulations, Chandy, Serge says. Yeah, definitely let us know when you have the Jeep. You have to do a post, and we'll help you celebrate. I bought a nice Audi in 2020, so I wish I would have bought more Biddy instead and drove a cheap Civic. Well, we're all going to have those stories. Hindsight is 2020. I paid to pay off this loan on this house when I had my Bitcoin back loan. Cost me roughly 28 Bitcoins. And I can now buy 3 of these houses 3 years later for the same amount of Bitcoin. So you live, you learn, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So that's a freaking sick Jeep. Oh, DNA looked it up. Yeah, it's pretty slick. And Chandy's a Jeep girl, so. And she's a dragon, literally. So. They say hello or they hit me up, I just instantly block them. They don't even need to say a word. I just know by the fact it looks like an OnlyFans model, reach out to me. I know it's going to be a crypto scam. So advice for you scammers. Stop using OnlyFans model chicks to deceive men into giving you crypto. Maybe it's working great, but it would never work on me. Never in a billion years. Red flag as soon as I see the hot chick reach out to me. There's no reason for any hot chick to just randomly reach out to me on Telegram or in my messenger. And if they do, I'm going to assume you're an ugly man behind the image of a hot chick and you're going to try to scam me. I'm going to assume that 10 out of 10 times because that's what history has shown me. It's crazy, bro. It's funny. You were talking about cars yesterday. I sent the Porsche to JV. The 911, or I didn't even check my messages yet. Someone is picking it up for me now. Nice. It is black with gold, Bitcoin copper, whatever I'm referring to the shade, color, accents inside the wheels of the white dragon tail on the side, and the back of the spare tire. Let's go. Once I have it, I'll share pics. That's what's up. Yeah. But yeah, I love the Porsches, though, amongst my favorite cars. I think my next whip will be the Range Rover. Just something about it I really like as far as like SUV style. And then eventually I'll get like a 911 or something. That Jeep looks fantastic. It's coming today. Nice. You must be excited. Send me the pics. Send me the pics. Do what it do. Do what the wealthy do. Skill up. Crypto boom. Cheers, fam. Looking at your meme here. What most people do, earn income and use it to buy liabilities such as a car. What wealthy do is they earn the income and acquire assets that cash flow. Use the cash flow to fund the liabilities. Smart. Precisely. Be smart. Don't be a retard. Quoting Eminem. All right. I'm a subscriber. Shout out Euro Beats. This gong strike is for our new sub. Let's go. And again, welcome everyone. It's the Q&A segment of the live stream. A lot of big news today. Bitcoin's only up 500, but massive news all across the board. So yeah, it's an orange GT. There are, Bitcoin orange, RS Porsche. Maybe I should check now. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the support. For real. Eurobeats, if everyone could do the same, subscribe to the channel. Our channel can blow up and overcome the shadow ban we've been placed on for the past 5 years. Hence why our YouTube channel is always stagnant, but we grow everywhere else except YouTube. But if everyone can support us on YouTube, who is already supporting us on X and Rumble, it's only going to help us hack this algorithm and be able to orange pill more of the masses. So thank you guys. All right. Serge sent me a video. This might be the Porsche. Wow. Yeah, it's a fantastic color. Like a very bright neon orange. Bitty orange. How much is that one, brother? I didn't get to hear it. I'm going to assume it's like 400 grand. Let me know the price. But that's sick. That's a sick one. Yeah, so ideally, I'd like to have the Range Rover in the garage alongside this 911. I'll take them both, please. And I bet you both of them would be cheaper than that G-Wagon I shared. That was like close to 700 grand. See my thumbnail? That's my baby. Baby, baby. It was all a dream. I used to watch JV and Nipsey stream, stacking BTC up in the limousine. Stacking biddies on my wall. Mikey Sailor, Mr. Magic Molly Mall. 220 and up for that year. Oh, right on, brother. So is that even a brand new one, or is that a few years old? Let me know. But yeah, 911s are sick. What do you mean what happened to JD? JD Vance? Is something going on? Or someone else? Who are we talking? No song, no video. Just about the Golden Cross. Today we're just going to talk, probably do music video just to switch it up. So we've been doing music videos every single day for the past couple of weeks. And as much as I love the music videos, I'm kind of in a talkative mood today, and we do have a very lit chat. So we'll just do a little Q&A today in the chat, and we'll bring back the videos tomorrow, if that's cool. We should be on Rumble to try a stream. We're not switching to only Rumble because last time I did it, not many of you followed me over there, and I felt like I was by myself talking to myself, and that doesn't make me feel good. So we're just going to stick to the try stream and do it up. Refresh the stream if you have to. Yeah, if something's stagnant, just hit the refresh button. Usually it does the trick. Chat it up. Exactly. So yeah, let me check the X feed again as well. X feed. X gon' give it to you. We gon' give it to you. How many people we got on the X? Looks like 1,100. My favorite number, 11. Bada boom, bada Bitcoin. And 16 hearts, 15 reposts. Not too bad. Not too shabby, eh? You need to watch the Y Files about HARP. Thanks for the reminder. For those not familiar with it, it's advanced technology controlled by our government in which they can use to modify weather, manipulate weather, including hurricanes, tornadoes, storms, rain, earthquakes, you name it. I believe they've been using these advanced technologies for a long time. I know, at least from my research dating back to the Haiti earthquake, back when the Clintons, back when Bill was our president, and then they pillaged all the resources over in Haiti. That was very sad. Obviously, criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. But yeah, not a good look. Not a good look. I think a lot of these natural disasters aren't really natural, but yeah, I mean, there's wars going on behind closed doors between good and evil. What are your thoughts? But JV, they would never do that. They would never control the weather. Sure. I'll look it up again. And Gregory, listening to the great debate on the Michael Knowles. Nice. What's the debate about? Let me know. And again, welcome everyone joining us. This is our Q&A segment. Feel free to ask me anything you like. I'm happy to ask, read your comments and answer questions and all that. I'm going to look at my timeline for whatever's breaking right now. Breaking. Fidelity report says maybe in an acceleration phase for the biddy ahead of the blow off top. Fidelity, one of the largest asset managers in the world. And below that, there's big old biddies. Big old biddies. Big old biddies. Someone, I shout out Jake Shields. I'm a fan, by the way. He's a UFC legend, but he asked the question, does this look like America First? Yeah, I'm sick of seeing that particular flag as well recently. But yeah. Why is Bitcoin dipping when Saylor announces strategy $2 billion purchase? Here's why, according to Mark Moss. Number one, it's priced in. These purchases were announced a long time ago, and the market knows they were coming. And number two, Saylor buying while other big players are likely dumping their Bitcoins 100% gain in 2024. Three, $2 billion sounds big, but it's tiny in relation to the $2 trillion market cap. Four, macro picture is in the driver's seat. U.S. and global liquidity has been in the decline, and that's just now pivoting. Liquidity is in the rise, so get greedy. Zoom out a bit. This stuff is all pivoting, and Bitcoin will rise to the next price level, but it can still sit here longer than you might want or expect. But when it moves fast. Let me translate. When it rips, tater chip. And just in, Senator Lummis urges America to buy, baby, buy, and pass the Bitcoin Act. Only one nation can own enough Bitcoin. And Max says she is right. But will Russia and China stand by and watch as the game theory accelerates? Let me tell you something. Yeah, I forget this guy's name. We're on YouTube, so I'm not going to even mention names in this. But that guy, whoever he's ever communicating with is, what's the word I'm looking for? Not tainted. I'm looking for the word. It'll come to mind. But if you see any world leader next to that guy, he is, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know why I can't remember the fucking word. You guys help me. What's the word I'm looking for when you can't trust somebody because they're with the wrong crowd? What's that word I'm looking for? I guess I am ugly because randomly reached out to JV when the music thing started. Huh? I don't follow that logic. Compromised. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Yeah, so anyone standing next to that guy, in my opinion, is compromised. And that goes for everyone. I don't care if you're RFK, you're compromised, unfortunately. And which is sad, in my opinion. A-hole, close enough. Sketchy, sneaky, all the above. All the above. And yo, did you see Kanye? I never saw the KKK black outfit. Usually it's white. But ironic enough, this DJ, Academics, who is absolutely compromised, he actually sells t-shirts on his YouTube channel, Compromised. I'm not making that up. And that's Kanye West in the, I don't know what they call it, but I recall back in the day, that's like what the KKK would rock. It's Kanye, man. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, he did an interview with the KKK thing on, apparently. Ye admits to being jealous of Kendrick Lamar and claims that he to be the coolest thing to God on earth. ETH BTC continues tanking as Stacey Herbert points out, poorer by the day. Larry Cook makes a great point. I won't repeat that on YouTube right now, but you can read that, right? Facts. That's a fact. What's your favorite conspiracy to investigate? Man, I spent 30 years, I'm sorry, more like 20 years investigating them all. Name a conspiracy I'm not familiar with. And 9 out of 10 times they're true. That's what I've discovered. Thank y'all. I went back in the stream and heard him say something that prompted that. It was meant to be funny. Okay. He said, nobody hot since him. Oh! Paraphrasing. Meant it as a joke. Now I get the joke. BTFD. My favorite conspiracy theory. I don't even want to say it out loud because I'm on YouTube and it's like a trigger word that could, you know what I mean? There's so many of them though. Because there's a world of what we see, and then there's the world behind the veil. Like when you unplug from the matrix, you start looking at things from a different lens or perception, and you start to see things for what they truly are. It's like, for example, once you become enlightened with food and you understand the difference between real and fake food, and you understand eugenics and the fact they're poisoning you through your food, you walk into the grocery store and you're not going to just walk down the cereal aisle and look at Fruit Loops and all these colorful cereals and be like, wow, it looks great. You just look at poison, skull and bones, poison, poisoning, death, poison. Like when I walk in a grocery store, I don't even need to scan anything to know if it's Bobby approved. I already motherfucking know that 99 out of 100 items at the grocery store is pure poison. That's because my lens is different, because I'm seeing through the veil, right? Same concept with all other aspects of life. Once you can see through the veil of money and understand the corruption of money and how they enslave us through money, and you can understand the system and why they want you to be poor because you're easier to control. They control the money. They print the money out of thin air. They tax you. They make it almost impossible to survive. You know what I mean? You start to understand the corruption there. And then you're like, oh, Bitcoin's the solution. Perfect money, right? But then it continues. Every element of our life. Weather, you know what I mean? Everything is corrupted to a certain degree, and you got to be able to see through the veil, right? Not just what's presented on the surface, because professional con artists run this clown show, unfortunately. Yeah, I can't stand DJ Academics. He's like a little rat. Yeah, my understanding is he's works for this, I don't know what the division is, but like, you know, CIA, whatever. But yeah, he's ultimately an informant for the government that goes after the rappers, believe it or not. And he's even like admitted that in certain extent or context. I was following him a lot when with the Drake and Kendrick battle. He was entertaining. He's entertaining. I'll give him that. But yeah, I don't trust him. And he's absolutely compromised, and he leans into that. You know, he sells shirts on his channel. Compromised. Look at me. Read my last comment, JB. You got it. Clan outfit. Oh, yeah. Ku Klux Klan. That's it. It's actually a Grand Dragon Clan outfit. A Dragon Clan? What the hell is this? Is that in relation to the Ku Klux? Is it Ku Klux Klan or something? I just know it is KKK. That's crazy. I never knew of the black one. Maybe he's like the Grand Supreme Leader or something. I don't know. Reminds me of the Dave Chappelle skit from the Chappelle Show where he's like the black KKK guy and he hates black people. Kind of funny. Okay, Max says, Wahan, Bitcoin being the fastest horse in the race, this is the scenario. In regards to David Bateman's sharing, here's the reasons I invented close to $1 billion in precious metals over the past 6 months, including the purchase of 1.5 annual global silver supply. The global monetary system is about to collapse. The Great Reset, or the Basel Endgame. The biggest credit bubble in history will soon pop 300 trillion. There's no way the U.S. can refinance 28 trillion in maturing treasuries in the next 4 years without an obscene amount of the money printing. Trump tariffs are hastening the collapse, and it is by design. Gold and silver are the only meaningful life raft. Physical possession is everything. The whole world right now is a sophisticated game of musical chairs. The chairs are precious metals. Crypto is a psyop. Those who purchase will have no chair when the music stops. Real estate, crypto, stocks, and bonds will all lose significantly compared to the precious metals. The banking system has been meticulously designed to seize your assets, to buoy up to a collapsing banking sector. The great tanking. You have zero counterparty risk with precious metals. I am up 20% already on most of my purchases. This is not a drill. Your grandkids someday will either muse or lament this financial decision you are now faced with. Don't fail them. Not financial advice. For educational purposes only. Hashtag silver squeeze. But just reference, he mentions crypto. That doesn't mean Bitcoin. Crypto means everything but Bitcoin, apparently, or you can bracket it all in the same category. But anyways, Max responded and put 100. Bitcoin's being the fastest horse in the race. So get above the gold and precious metals, silver with the biddy. Pretty low biddy going up. Yeah, don't JB. You're almost at the time, your yearly ban fest. You are right. This is around the time we get the annual ban. It's the Grand Dragon outfit. He's head of the KKK. Wow. So Kanye's the Dragon Grand Supreme Leader. Good to note. Clan Kanye clan, eh? Yeah, don't JB. You're almost at. Did I miss any of those comments? Shout out to the Hulkster. You know, he's from Tampa, not far from where I used to live in Florida. Why are we still eating chemicals? That's right, Doritos, man. If you guys only understood how bad and toxic this shit is, I'm not going to get into it, but it's one of the worst things you can put in your body. Stay away from it. Oh, you see, Tate just bought a $44 million luxury mansion in my favorite city in the States, Miami. Nice little penthouse, to say the least. He also announced purchasing another $5 million Bugatti. Shout out to the Top G. And again, Kanye is making me laugh with the KKK thing on, bro. Academics got his hands crossed. You can't stand like that in court. The judge will be like, uncross your hands, please. It's a sign of disrespect. Why is Academics being so disrespectful to Kanye? Because he's Drake's bitch. That's why he sells shirts on his channel called Compromised, #Compromise, and he'll tell you he's friends with Drake. That's why during the whole battle, he's like, I think Drake won. Not like us. It's overrated. Drake's a better rapper. Come on now, guys. Sailor reminds us, thou shalt not sell thy biddies. And thou shalt not sell thy biddies. There's only 2 commandments, apparently. I remember I went to Clearwater Beach, and I parked right across the street from his store, Hulk Hogan. But I was too busy to go in, unfortunately. Oh, that's what's up, man. If you can't pronounce the ingredients, it's probably really bad for you. I'll second that. If I can't pronounce the ingredient, it is bad for me. If you own 1 Bitcoin, you're in the top 1% of the top 1% of the Bitcoin holders on Earth. Shout out all my Bitcoin holders, whole coiners, where you at? Congrats. Kanye says Drake is 1,000,000 times better than Kendrick. Well, I guess that's why he's doing the interview with Academics, who's the biggest Drake dick rider in hip hop. Now it makes sense. He's just jealous because Kanye's has the, I like Kanye, but he has the biggest ego, I think we'd all agree upon, in hip hop. And if he's not considered like the god or number 1 status, he's going to be the biggest hater, which would make sense why he would say Drake is 1,000,000 times. Come on, Kanye. He's 1,000,000 times better than Kendrick. That's not what the record shows. That's not what download show. That's not what Spotify shows. That's not what Not Like Us shows. Numbers don't lie, brother. I mean, if he would have said, I think Drake is a little better than Kendrick, I'd be like, all right, fair opinion. But that's just hater. Drake is 1,000,000 times better than... Go fuck yourself, bro. He's not 1,000,000 times better. Kendrick is like a real rapper. Drake is not even real. He's manufactured. He's not a real rapper. If you have 30 ghostwriters, I dare say you're not a genuine artist because you're not coming up with the lyrics. Man. Anyways, I'm going to get off X now. I get hyped up over here. How many people do you think own 10 Bitcoin or more? Like people personally or just people in general? My understanding is there's only 900 and something thousand wallets. So let's just round up for even numbers and say there's 1 million wallets in the Bitcoin ecosystem that hold 1 Bitcoin or more. So less than 1 million people can say, I own 1 Bitcoin. And also consider people like Sailor have hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin, Larry Fink, Max Kaiser, et cetera, et cetera. So there's not a lot of Bitcoin to go around, broskies. There's not enough Bitcoin for even half the millionaires on the planet to be a whole coiner. He must have a small weenie. They not like us. Me too. I got to go to work. No, call in. Who goes to work? Anyways, I actually got to head out myself here. Tomorrow we're going to stream at 1 p.m. Same time, same bat time, same bat channel. I'll look forward to seeing you guys. And yeah, make it a great day. I greatly appreciate you guys tuned in. Thank you for supporting us. 1 p.m. tomorrow. Be there or be in L7 Square. And you don't want to be one of those guys. They not like us. And with that being shared, deuces.
Bitcoin. What's the second best?